Many young abductees continue to struggle with more and more odd events as they become adults. In 2003, Karina Sables was driving with a girlfriend when they saw an odd green sphere in the sky. Then she saw something even stranger across the road.
I saw these 5 sets of eyes standing there, and my first thought was, oh my God, it's cougars. And then once reality checked in, I noticed that, you know, the eyes were too far off the ground, and the eyes were much too large and shaped different. I tried to scream at her, and it's like my voice wouldn't come out.
Eventually fleeing the scene, the women made a startling discovery. According to their clock, more than an hour had passed in what seemed like just minutes. Symptoms of nausea and nosebleeds followed, and her friend had a strange souvenir, a burn mark that a doctor said resembled a radiation burn.
When it first happened, this mark on her, the burn mark on her back here was about like this. And so this is quite a while after, as it's trying to heal up.
For Randy, confirmation of alien existence came at age 23.
April 10th, 1990. My whole life changed after that night.
He says aliens came for him again, and their threatening nature seemed no less scary as an adult than when he was 10.
The one closest to me had this rod, same rod thing in his arm and his hand. I thought that was a knife or something that was going to kill me. So it hit my neck here, and then I felt like everything, like I was being systematically shut down.
One of Sarah's key adult experiences was shared with a friend while vacationing in Alberta, Canada, and started with an afternoon nap.
We both woke up at the same time, and we proceeded, did you see that strange little man? And he said, yeah. And he was describing him as a dwarf. We had different descriptions of him, and we were having an argument about what he had in his hand. And Clyde said to me, he goes, he was coming at you with a knife. And I was trying to stop him, and I couldn't. I said, no, it wasn't a knife. It was a long needle.
In 1989, Peniche too experienced a revealing trip with a friend. While driving in separate cars through Saskatchewan, they saw what appeared to be a roadside forest fire.
Next thing I know, I'm waking up. My head is in the steering wheel like that. I'm waking up from a deep sleep. And I look, and it's starting to be dawn. It's starting to get light. And I look around, and I notice the field where the fire was, there was no fire. There was no burnt grass, no burnt trees, no nothing.
Her friend became upset and was extremely agitated as she pointed over Peniche's car.
She's not so pleasant words told me what to do with myself, and that she didn't want to have anything to do with me afterward.
Before storming off, the lady made a claim that Peniche found hard to believe.
There was a UFO hovering over your car. Finally dawned on me that something happened to me. And then that's when I realized that I had an experience of missing time.
Randy has specific memories of being on board a craft.
What I remember is being on a table, like a metallic table that was pretty cold. Yeah, couldn't move. They were busy doing things to me. There was a machine that seemed to operate on its own. And, they took genetic material from me. It makes me mad. Makes me angry. What happened and what they did.
When they're on the table, there's a series of procedures that are performed on them. both physical, mental, and unfortunately reproductive.
It's really difficult to have to remember this particular situation because I can actually feel the sensations of being looked at. You know, the eyes being looked at, the nose, your vessels, you know, the cavities in your nose are being searched, and your mouth is being probed, and your mouth is pushed down like this, and it's like something being stuck in your throat.
It wasn't until a few years later, while attending a presentation about UFOs, when things began to make sense.
And I stood up when I saw this photo in the middle of the hall, and I pointed at the photo and I said, "Are humans taken aboard these things?" And she turned around, looked at me, and she said, "Yes." And I just blurted out, I was aboard one of those things.
For Karina as well, it took a long time before she believed that she was being abducted by aliens.
I was thinking I was going crazy. I was thinking I had bad nightmares, vivid nightmares. I didn't know what to think.
Then one summer night, while sitting outside with a friend, she saw a boomerang-shaped ship the size of a football field overhead. While her friend ran inside for cover, Karina was determined to stay.
I only stood there for maybe 2 or 3 minutes, if that, and then I watched it just disappear. It was there and then it wasn't. And I went back into my place, and he was just coming out, and he said, "Where have you been?" And he was like all worried and everything, and he said, "You know, I went outside, I looked for you everywhere, and you weren't anywhere." And he said, "You've been gone at least 45 minutes. Where did you go?" And I said, "I didn't go anywhere."
I had to get in touch with somebody, and I called information under UFOs, and I finally got in touch with the Center for UFO Research in Alexandria, Virginia. I'll never forget the conversation. He called me back, and he said a couple things to me that just made me go, "Oh my God, he knows what I'm talking about."
Karina contacted UFO BC and was told there had been 32 calls about the same UFO. They decided to send out an investigator.
That was the first time for me that something hit home, and I went, "Oh my God, this is real. These things haven't been dreams or nightmares. They've actually happened."
You know, getting that confirmation was, you know, relieving in some way, knowing that I wasn't crazy, but also made me sick as hell just to know that, oh my God, this is real, and it's happening all over the place. I mean, everything seemed unimportant compared to the fact that there's another species out there that's coming here and doing things to us.
How was I going to stop these things from coming again? What am I going to do now?
You know, you're not alone, and you're not making this up, and you're not crazy. And if you are, there's a lot of other people that are also living that same world with you.